Hi, I'm Jason Hill.
And I'm James Blackburn.
And I'm Danny Linsky.
And this is No Joke Survival.
Preparations for the average family.
It's such an apt name, No Joke, because that's all we do is try to joke around and have a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have fun making this show and bringing the folks quality entertainment as well as information.
It's amazing we get anything done.
Right? Yeah. This week's episode, we're going to be talking about first aid and how important it is to have some sort of first aid in your home in case something happens. And you can't either get to medical attention or whatever the circumstance. And that's the thing, in a crisis situation, if there's, say, an earthquake and the roads are buckled or the lights are down, you might not physically be able to drive to a hospital. Or a flood situation. I mean, there's just so many different possibilities. And then if there's an extended crisis where, again, the shelves kind of get emptied and everyone's taking stuff, well, there'll be people that will be taking that first aid stuff as well because it makes a great barter item. Hey, I didn't get any of that food, but when you need to bandage something up, you're going to trade me that Twinkie for it.
Exactly.
Twinkie
for bandages. That's, we should have a T-shirt that says that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and you know, with first aid, it's not just important in a crisis situation, but just having it around in general. If you're at your home and you get a cut while you're in the kitchen or something, you have that first aid right there nearby, clean it up, bandage it, you're good to go. Or even when you go mountain hiking, you know, you and I and Danny, we never leave home without first aid. I even got it in my truck right now. Even just for going through the city, I always keep first aid with me.
Yeah, it's just one of those kind of no-brainer things. You should always have some sort of Band-Aids, minimal, even a minimal amount, something to clean a wound so that you can avoid infection, and some way to bandage that wound so that it doesn't continue to get dirty.
Well, and you also need to be aware of your own needs. If you're, say, a diabetic, you need to make sure that you have what you need. If you have a large family with different kinds of needs, your first aid kit should reflect that. And then having a number of first aid kits, you know, is what I was taught would always be a good idea.
Yeah.
That way you can have the main first aid kit for emergencies, and then a couple smaller kind of essentials in the vehicle or as you go camping and backpacking in your bag, because you wouldn't necessarily want to carry a whole medical supply kit as I brought mine. Yes.
Yes, that's quite the first aid kit.
Thank you.
Now this is a store-bought first aid kit, and these things are great, but they're not customized to an individual person, just like you were saying. Now Jason here, he probably has a little bit more items than the average person being search and rescue and stuff.
Yeah, and the idea, this is not a store-bought kit, but the idea and concept is to customize your own first aid kit with items that you will need for your family. Again, are you diabetic? Do you need candy bars, you know, or sugar? Do you have other medical needs that take specific first aid supplies, specific bandages? Maybe you need hypodermics, whatever. You need to have all that. And so if you get nothing else, get a little basic kit from the store so that you have something. But ideally, you will get a bigger kit and customize it and put all the items you really need in there.
You know, and something that my folks used to always do, and you know, they still go to a bunch of yard sales or estate sales. You can pick up a lot of random stuff there. We have crutches because of that. We have a few different kinds of crutches. We have a stethoscope, you know, because of that. I say we, they do, and I borrow if I need, because they're close enough. But
which goes to another point. If you are not prepared, know someone who is.
Exactly.
Which is why it's good that we know Jason, right? As prepared as we are,
coming to my house,
he's more prepared. Yeah.
So, yeah, these first aid kits, they're just critical. You should have some over-the-counter type medicines, any prescription medicines. We're going to go over some of these things in the beginner's box later on. But the key thing is that you have to have something just in case you can't get out. You're relying on yourself to heal a wound or something, you know?
And again, education, making sure that you know you don't ever want to end up giving yourself a disease because you don't know how to properly clean a wound.
And when we
So-
come back from the break, we're going to go into more depth about all this, and we're also going to do our beginner's box, which has lots of great items. Stick around. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
we have, I believe that.
you have a lot of good stuff